Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Groupby function in Excel to analyze sales data from different regions. This powerful tool will make data analysis a breeze. Plus, I will share a special tip for researchers on how this function can be a time-saving giant for them. So stick around and let's dive right in. So this is the data in which we have different products, sales persons and different regions along with the sales amount. And if I want to apply this function, then here in this cell I will write equal group by, and the first thing in the argument is the row field. Row field is actually the categories that on which basis I want to group the data. So in this case I want to group the data on the basis of the products. So I will select all the products. After this, next thing is the value. Value is the sales amount on which basis I want to group the data. So I am going to select this. Next is what I want to do with this data. Like I want to get the sum, or I want to get the percentage, average, median, count and all the functions that you can see in this list, or you can go with the lambda to create your own calculating machine and then use this in the group by function. Here for this instance I am going to use the sum. After this, all the other arguments in this function are the optional one. I will be explaining each of them in the later part of this video. Here I am just closing this bracket and hitting the enter to get the results. So you can see that all the products are grouped along with the sales amount, and at the end we have the total sales as well. Now if your boss also asks you to add the sale persons and region in these groups, so how we can do this? To do this, I have to change this formula, and then in the row field, instead of just product, I will also select the salesperson and regions as well. And then I will hit enter. And now you can see that not only the products, we have the salesperson as well as the regions grouped together, and the data is in a fantastic way of representing the summary of what we have in the bulk. Now coming towards the optional arguments. The first optional argument is the field header. Field header is a number that specifies whether the row field and values have the headers and whether field headers should be returned in the result or not. Possible values could be 0 if I don't need them, 1 for yes but don't show in the result, 2 if I don't have them in the row field and the number but here in the result I want to generate them, and 3 for yes and I want to show them. Here in this row field I am also going to select the header along with the values. I will select 3 and then hit enter. Now you can see that I have headers as well. After field headers, the next thing is the total depth. Total depth actually determines whether the row headers should contain totals and subtotal or not. The possible values could be 0 for no total, 1 for grand total only, 2 for grand and subtotals, -1 for grand total at the top and -2 grand and subtotals at the top. For example, if I want to get the grand and the subtotal, I will write 2 and then hit enter. The next optional argument is the sort order. Sort order is actually a number that indicates how rows should be sorted. So for example, if I want to sort them on the basis of the sales amount, I have to write 4 because it is in the 4th column, and then I will hit enter. And it will arrange them in the ascending order. If I write -4, it will write in the descending order. Next is the filter array. Filter array actually represents that either I want to skip anything from the data that I am going to group, like sometime we have a missing field or a missing column here in between all the data, then if I want to remove them I can use this. Let me show you how you can do this. For example, here in this data I am going to insert a row and then I write 0. So here you can see as soon as I inserted an empty row, we get a new category over here, and if I want to remove this category, I can use this filter function. I will write comma and then I will select all this data and then not to include the empty cell and then press enter. So now you can see that the 0 value is present along with some empty cells in the data, but it is not listed in the group summary of the data. After filter array, we have the field relationship. If we want to get them in the form of table or hierarchy, by default it is 0, but I can also turn it to 1. If I choose 1, the fields are not a part of the hierarchy, but subtotals cannot be shown. So I'll keep this to what is default, that is 0, and then hit enter. Now the last thing, that how researchers can use this. In the sheet 2, I have the data of a researcher in which we have different treatments along with the days. That is actually a storage study of any food product, and then they have tested the pH, vitamin C, phenolics and antioxidant, and they wanted to get the summary of mean or standard deviation or anything, and they can get this in a single click. How they can get this? I will use the group by function. So I will write equal group by. I'll choose the row field as treatment and days because I want to group them on the basis of the treatment and days. Then I will write comma. After this I will select values for all these parameters at the same time. After this I will write comma, and for example if I want to get the average for all these treatments, I will select average, I will write comma, and because I have header I would like to see them in the result, so I will select 3, close this bracket and hit enter. So now you can see that I have the mean table in a single click. It's so easy to create the means table in the Excel using the group by function. And if I want to reverse the layout, I can use the transpose function as well. So I will write transpose, start the bracket and give all the function in the transpose. After this I will close this bracket and hit enter. So now you can see that the data is arranged in the other way layout. That's all for today's tutorial on group by function in Excel. I hope you found this video helpful and that you are now confident in using this feature to analyze your own data. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more Excel tips and tricks, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and happy excelling.